Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time on Shadow Empire. We're at the end of round 199, so we're probably about to hit the end turn and roll towards round 200. Construction-wise, currently not suffering from any delays, although we don't necessarily have a large stockpile of metal, so that will slow down our capacity to expand. Although we do have a pretty good supply of construction or industrial power to build stuff with. There's some metal shortage at the moment. As far as prospecting, I think we have everything except for the very newest place properly prospected. I think we completed our ecology over there. I might try again just to make sure I'm not missing anything. We're up to 22.8% victory. We need to get to 50% while being 25 points ahead of the next closest to properly win. For the diplomacy that we've done with other powers, we know that we can probably get a victor back to Nelson State in Zethro Commune. So we could probably get about another 13% victory progress there. So we're looking at a state where we're like 35, 36 out of 50. So we need to take over more planet and more people. Mostly probably more planet, because looking at the victory progress, a lot of the people are accounted for. There's a decent number left, but a lot of them are accounted for, where there's a lot of planet unaccounted for. So there's a lot of space to take over. And that's going to kind of be the struggle. We can see up here there's this big sort of mountain range area, which is going to be pretty industrial, pretty industry expensive to take over. But otherwise should just be a fairly doable path, especially with the new amount of militia we brought in. Probably stand up some of the new, or stand up brigades of the new infantry. Now on GI 5s, we charge Gauss rifles and heavy combat armor, which are over 10 times better than what we had at the beginning of the game and are twice as good as our previous stuff, while not necessarily being all that much more expensive. So that's the value in teching up in this game, is units do get quite a bit better for fairly minimal investments. Otherwise, I think we're done on the turn. We got a little bit of spending we probably want to do down here as logistics supports. And we've got expansion up here. All the political power has been spent. We got plenty of money. Of course, what we're working on probably can't really be solved with money. We could technically be buying metal if I was desperate for metal, but yeah. Next turn, if everything goes according to plan, we'll have high-tech industry complete. At which point, we'll probably just be trying to build advanced buildings. Things like metal soil filtration down here, and more volcanic energy tapping for power. We need water. We can do water purification off the oceans and stuff like that. So let's cycle that turn. I've been saying that we're going to do for a moment. Our border situation in some ways is fairly simplistic. I'll go over it as soon as we get in. As the economy improves, I may attempt to set up the capacity to do a naval landing somewhere to get over here to make the borders a little bit more complicated, so expanding in multiple directions. But to the south here, we got Zethro Commune, a little bit of an online enclave in here that we're trying to expand into. To the north, we got Davis Fort, who we managed to cut off from the non-aligned enclave up here. Somewhere in here, I think, is the transition from Davis Fort to non-aligned. But then this is all non-aligned up here. Not quite sure if there's a couple other factions in here as well, but no traditional minor factions. This is Davis Fort, and then over here is Nelson State. We've also worked out we can probably do a victory pact with. Davis Fort is probably, if we're going to attack a major, Davis Fort is the major we're going to attack. Although if we do end up doing that, we'll have to be a bit cognizant of the initial opening state, because we've got a very critical rail line running through here, right up against the Davis Fort border. Now, in a way, that's probably a boon for our initial combat forces, because they can basically be off the main highway. The rest of the line here, this portion of the line, we're basically running along a mountain ridge. Probably would put a couple of picket forces here, but probably aren't going to be pushing this way, probably be pushing that way, so we're going to be coming off the ridge. This is a high mountain area, so we're actually going to have a struggle trying to garrison in that if we were to fight them. Attacking this way wouldn't be too hard. Right, so it'd be sort of, can we do a pincer link up from these two locations while cutting off this bit of the front to collapse the area? And then hopefully probably try to form some sort of battle line in here that's conducive to further expansion. Of course, we're probably not going to line up to do that battle until we're dealt with the non-aligned. Very little risk in fighting the non-aligned for us. At this point, we have them sufficiently out-teched that it's just a matter of time, action points, and road industry to build roads. Whereas there's a little bit of risk fighting a major. I don't think we're that far ahead on the tech over the other majors at this point. Although we've got enough population that we could probably out-deploy them. Whether we'd have a technological advantage or not would be a bit more of a question, but deployment, we would definitely outnumber them. Assuming we could sort the industry to arm the equipment, arm and equip our troops, and deploy them forward. Yeah, working on volcanic energy there. I did do a port expansion there, working on a second volcanic energy there. I think we're going to basically ping back and forth between these two volcanic places for our main expansions going forward. On power, may try to build multiple metal cell filtrations at once. You do get better results the higher the level you make them, but also some of the results I think round up if you're really low. So I think that you get minimum 1 radioactive of them. So if we want to run something like nuclear power later, we probably want lots of little ones for the radioactives. And the main reason we're doing metal soul filtration is we know one source of rare earth metal that is accessibility 1, so when it runs out, it's empty. So that's the entire reason we're doing metal soul filtration. Yes, we'll get a lot of metal too, but there's enough metal mines that if that was the problem, we could sort that elsewhere. Rare earth, on the other hand, will be a little bit more of a sticking point, especially because I probably want to scale up machines and high-tech parts later on. Machines in particular, because I like battle dress. A little less interested in high-tech parts for shields and robots, but I do really like rare earth metal for polymer armor and machines for battle dress. I do like my my proverbial Space Marine style infantry units. Rolling in with charge Gauss and either battle dress or heavy battle dress works real well. And then in infantry fights, okay, battle dress doesn't necessarily make you invincible, but it does turn a lot of small arms into sort of nerf bats swinging at you. So you're most likely going to be driven off, not take casualties, which is nice even in fights you're not losing or not winning. And then if you bring in specialist weapons like artillery, the infantry that now have very high damage mitigation can body block your artillery that actually do the real work. But yeah, at this point I don't got much more to cover during this end turn. We're on Zethro Commune's turn. We may technically see a little bit of motion as I scroll down to Zethro Commune along their border. I don't yet have the one of the techs that comes out. Well, technically we're working on advanced sensors. Advanced sensors is a prerequisite for another technology, which is the spy reconnaissance tech. If we had the spy reconnaissance tech, we'd probably be getting a lot more feedback off of Davis Fort, Zethro Commune, it's gone over to Davis Fort now, and Nelson State, because we have ongoing diplomatic ties with them. But right now we're really not getting any real info unless they're running the border. And we've actually pulled most of our troops off of their borders because we basically almost have non-aggression pacts with all of them. We're not concerned about them attacking us out of the blue. Davis Fort is cold, and we can see a little more motion from Davis Fort. So I do need to be staying on top of that diplomatic situation. It could devolve to war. It just isn't likely to devolve to war unless I'm poking it. Unless I'm poking that bear probably ain't moving. So yeah, the moment we're focused on the non-aligned territories, just because taking them is a matter of action points and industry. And right now, as long as we're not building rail, we got industry. We don't have infinite industry, so it's going to be a little bit hard pushing through the high mountains up north. But we got industry. The things we're kind of struggling with is we don't have infinite metals, so it's one of the reasons we haven't necessarily raised more brigades. Is we don't have infinite metal, and we don't have infinite logistics. So there is the standpoint of, yes, I could push more troops into our minimalist logistical situation and be like, why are my troops not working? I am trying to avoid that. Well, I'm gonna quiet down for the rest of this end turn. It probably won't be much longer. Okay, so that was the non-aligned taking their turn. I did see a little bit of fighting there, although I don't think I saw any of us, or of our units taking casualties. So it should just be us inflicting casualties on the non-aligned. There we go. So this is state round 200. We killed 1,800 infantry over the end turn. We have 4 decisions awaiting us. Discovered some more fuel deposits. Completed the Trailblazer model. Civilization is now level 6, apparently. Oh, I finally picked up the Secret Service Council. That's what's going on there. Air Force will leave at 5. Applied Science will leave at 10. Supreme Council at 20 seems reasonable. I don't necessarily need a lot of investment in Secret Service. That should work. Okay, that might have been the medium aircraft. I'm not entirely sure what we just developed. That's the state of my models. So we've done infantry recently. We've done machine guns and machine guns recently. Transport recently. You could probably do with an upgrade. We might do the buggies. Yeah, it was the plane. Okay. Yeah, let's upgrade the buggies while I'm thinking about it. It looked like the only thing we haven't had a recent upgrade on. So upgrading the existing version from Gauss to Charge Gauss, from steel to polymer. And then we'll keep the engine. We do like our commerce, we'll take that option, and we'll upgrade the city.
Order acknowledged.
We're under fire.
Okay. found the enemy location.
Do no harm?
In this pocket area.
Yeah, right.
Okay, likely these guys are amphibious, so we're just going to drive them into the ocean. But we'll inflict as many casualties as we can.
Mission accomplished.
Here we go. And over here we got these guys coming in off the ocean as well. And you on the low mountains. Okay.
Heads down. We need more firepower, sir. Going in. Mission successful.
Okay. Then let's see if we can get rid of these guys off this high mountain, or low mountain.
Fire when ready.
Looks like yes.
All clear, sir.
Looks like we lost an armored car in the process. Or a recon bug in the process, but that's not too bad. Okay, this is probably overkill, but that's kind of what we need to get rid of these guys once and for all. Is enough firepower they don't have time to retreat.
Kill confirmed.
Okay, 4 of them did manage to escape. Okay, how do I want to handle the movement in this area? Oh, this is the motorized HQ. Okay. At some point I need to get more reasonable picket troops up here to deal with this problem, but at the moment this is what we've got. Okay, railhead's finished. So we should have logistical connection through here. Yeah, it's getting a bit thin. We've got the connection. And it's saturated. Okay. In the meantime, are we building stuff here? Truck station there. Okay. Delay on the rail. Truck station complete. Okay, so I need another turn to see if that truck station's gonna fix stuff. So I do need to be a little bit concerned about these guys using up too much ammo over here. Because if they go through the ammo too quickly, I won't be able to ship them replacement ammo. Honestly, as weirdly as this sounds, that's probably a fine road connection. Little zigzag at the end, but fine. I'll be pushing more guys up into the right than I necessarily need to. That we can just march them back the other direction when we're done with them. Because yeah, I would like to get around the ruins over here. Start extracting from them eventually. And then it's basically protecting the big road going to the south. Nope, and if we can cut off there, we're gonna have to
Yes, sir.
hoof it.
Taking gunfire. Open fire! Open fire!
Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Okay, as a emergency fix, I'm going to try running a sealed road around like so. All this has to do is move to there and it'll break the road. So, not a perfect fix. Coming down here, we're still having logistical issues. We did just build this truck station? Yeah, that's probably why we're having logistical issues. Truck station does need some time to, you know, work. Before it can fix problems. Let's see, did we have any other delays on the construction? So the rail station had 50% progress. Everything else proceeded at speed, meaning the high-tech industry is done. And volcanic plants are moving at speed. Okay. The high-tech industry obviously needs a lot of power, so until we have the volcanic energy plants, we don't actually have enough power to power it indefinitely, although they should become in a line in 2 turns, so that shouldn't be a long-term concern. I am going to go ahead and start the process of building our first soil demineralization plant, because I want those rare earth metals. And I think we're going to be rare earth metal negative while the high-tech plant is running.
Copy that.
And then let's do the archaeology check, see if I'm missing anything in the new zone. I probably ran this at the end of the last stream and forgot what the result
Order
was.
received.
Yeah, so the answer is there's no more new ones up there, although we did find one up there earlier, so we'll do a right
Order
investment there.
received.
Some credits in the local economy.
Spotted. Formation.
That happened to be where it is. I was thinking it was probably there, not there, but I was wrong. Okay. I'm definitely at the point where I could, if we weren't running Metal Malice, I would probably field another brigade. More troops to cover more front. Although, in theory, we've got a lot of militia up here, so assuming we've got enough logistics, that's just a process of distributing them across. We need them across. Do they not have a truck hub? There's the truck hub. I would like to nationalize that truck hub, please. It is a nice level 2 one, but I'd like it to be a government-run one. Okay. And cycling the turn. Okay. On an aligned turn, so it should roll around to us pretty quickly at this point. Okay. Round 201, we killed 1,500 infantry over the end turn, probably most wildlife. We have 6 decisions winning us. Completed automated logistics. Okay, that'll help a lot. Logistics.
Understood.
Here, I probably want to go into mining
Order
robotization.
received.
Give into the miner,
Affirmative.
give into the demands here.
Affirmative.
Full support. Full support.
Order
Let's see,
acknowledged.
expand. I think we found another rare earth mill site, yes. Okay.
We're taking fire!
Abort mission.
Okay, located one of the hostiles there. I knew they were around somewhere. This is why we need the upgraded reconnaissance. So I don't have to find everything faced first.
Spotted. War mission.
Okay, we're able to keep that road open sort of by luck. See if we can get the guy off the main road and then we can tear up the old one, or the new temporary one. And is logistics better down here? Not really. Okay, where's the bottleneck here? Final mile, bottleneck, okay. So that's probably best fixed by upgrading you.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
And then checking traffic signs. $207.92. What? So you're 221. So it's in, but it hasn't done anything. We're just getting refocusing off of it, apparently. Okay, so yeah, it probably needs to be upgraded if we're suffering action point issues. That's what it looks like we're getting, is pretty severe action point issues. Okay. And then construction-wise, did everything proceed? Port complete. The new power plant is complete. The old one will be upgraded next turn. Sales demobilization proceed at speed. Rail station proceed at speed. Truck station, just queue that up. Okay. I'm going to queue up the next upgrade on this volcanic. And I think I'll splurge. We'll do the same on the port here.
Copy that.
And then the other bit of splurge I'll do is we'll extend the rail line to the port. Put a railhead there.
Copy that.
So expansion south is being limited by local logistics. North is being limited mostly by action points. And also the fact that we're bottlenecked here. Although I think we're suffering that mainly on city item delivery. Yeah, we're making a bunch of food here, which isn't shipping. So as soon as we fix the action point issue here, I think that will ship. And I think that's mostly the rail here. Although I could check where the truck action points are now. Alright, so you're 265. It should actually be done, so... Guess we're just getting the same sort of thing here. I probably want to upgrade that truck station too.
Roger that.
Okay. And then colonist-wise, we were expanding existing colonies. We're level 3. You're level 2, so we want to put the colonists here. We're drop them as workers.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
And then we're going to build the... Oh, we've already got the government buildings here. I'm going to do a little more housing.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Upgrade the housing to 2.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Let's do another prime investment in the zone up top.
Order received.
Here we go. And we'll cycle the turn again. Slow progress, but we are making progress. So not this upcoming turn, but the turn after, we'll see if the upgraded volcanic plant near the capital is providing enough power. If not, we'll have to turn stuff down again. Okay, coming up in the non-aligned turn, so it should be coming around to ours pretty quickly. We have had pretty large non-aligned fighting over the last couple turns. So we can see a fight there, fight there. Fight there. No real losses on our troops. Although, maybe not as effective attrition as it has been over the last couple turns. On the online forces. And in particular, we really want to be doing online attrition on the amphibious forces. So we don't have to guard the coastlines as much. Okay, there we go. Round 202. We killed 300 infantry and 200 walkers. Over that end turn, we have 2 decisions awaiting us. Upgraded our recon vehicles. Okay. This is a naval battle between 2 of the MTHs. Not super important for us. Construction-wise, a little bit of delaying up in the R's tributary. Everything else proceeded at speed. 2-engine medium aircraft. Let's design an aircraft on that presumption. So blueprint. Our 1-engine aircraft is my fighter bombers. I'm going to probably make the 2-engine one a tactical bomber. Do the air-to-air missiles and precision bombs if we can get the maximum bomb load. Two range checks. 7. $11. 16. 16 might be what we can get it up to. Oh no, get it up to 20. 20 is probably good enough. It's probably enough range for this. So, super heavy turboprops. Could probably get a little bit better if we had turbojets, but that would be fine. Maximum precision bomb load with heavy air-to-air missiles. This is a tactical bomber.
Understood.
You want to upgrade a city? I'll
Aye,
accept
sir.
political power to do that. Anyway, the only delay was in R's tributary. We're going to dump the extra colonists.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
And the supply situation improved down here. It does look like it has. Let's drive them back. It's a frontal assault, which isn't maybe ideal, but apparently wasn't that many there to start with. Okay. I think we're moving again on this front. And of course, they've cut the road again.
Yes, sir. We're definitely taking gunfire. Run! Run!
Okay, so this situation, we've actually got them encircled inland. So if we can get them to retreat, they will completely be destroyed.
Do no harm?
There we go.
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir. We're definitely
And of course,
taking
they're on the
gunfire.
road. These guys are going to have to attempt to break out. And this was the sort of thing I was worried about coming down this isthmus. But it is what it is.
Mission successful.
Mission successful. Okay. Got a little bit of pocket here, and then these troops are going to be freed up to go elsewhere. Yeah, probably more troops up here than I really need. Probably turn around and send some the other direction to protect the road. Oh, nope, we don't have enough strategic capacity to do a strategic move, as convenient as it would be. The obvious solution to needing more strategic capacity is improve the rail more. And of course, like many things, that takes time to implement. Because yeah, almost certainly got a bottleneck in here. Oh, actually, the bottleneck is pretty close to the end, so we're doing pretty good. Probably because we got the truck station, rail station complete. Although, probably shouldn't have kicked in yet. That might be also the automation has kicked in. As we did complete automated logistics a while ago. So that might have kicked in. But upgrading the rail station should help even more. So if it's not the rail station, it's probably the automation, which of course now is done. I'm going to go for a second level on that train station as well, I think.
Roger that.
Anyway, what was the delay on you? Gonna get an estimation. Metal delivery. Yeah, metal delivery. Buy the entire marketplace of metal. It's not gonna make a big enough difference to prevent that from happening again, but is what it is. Okay, things are finishing at least. I should resist putting more on the queue. Unless it's going to be like level 1 metal mines. Because I think the first level of a metal mine doesn't actually cost metal. I think specifically to avoid sort of chicken and egg problem of you need the metal to build the metal mine, but you don't have the metal because you haven't built the metal mine sort of thing. These wouldn't be bad ones, but they're a bit far away from an existing city. I think those are my unexploited metal mines. Yep, not too far away from a usable city. Good deposit. Again, far away from a usable city right now. If desperate, I could do that one. I don't want to be too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's one past ideal, but I can work with one past ideal. And yeah, no metal cost on metal mining facility. We got a lot of industry. We got machine parts coming in pretty reasonable, so definitely not a problem. Next turn, we should have a good idea on whether or not we're going to have power from the volcanic energy, which I would like to upgrade. But seeing as we have a metal problem right now, maybe now's not the time to do that upgrade. Yeah. Looking at metal, so that was the Atoms Mark 1. That's probably... Again, we looked at the other two in Atoms Mark, okay. Chrome Mountain. That's not happening. And then we got one in Verdun, which is empty. Okay, so that's all the metal mines we know of. Definitely a couple decent ones we could try to make use of once we're ready to do more colonies. We're still trying to finish up the existing colonies. So, that's not in the immediate future. But yeah, we can get that one developed up to level 1. That shouldn't be a problem. And you're not empty. Oh, you're out of fuel. So if I've got... I need to do a perfect mining. Zone... There it was.
Order received.
Yeah, and you're the one who needed it. Probably should do Adams Mark as well. Riffle mining, Adams Mark. Yeah.
Order received.
And we'll cycle the turn. This is going to be the last end turn of this part if you're watching on YouTube. As soon as this end turn comes to completion, we'll put the part break in. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll have... Oh, hello, Hoffman. Sorry for the bit slow response on your Twitch chat. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to take a short break between parts here, so I can get up and stretch the legs a little bit. Try to do that in like once an hour. But yeah, we're moving. We're having the occasional setback, like natural wildlife coming off the oceans and cutting our roads. And that's going to be tying up tons and tons and tons of troops, just because we have... Well, we don't have to. I could technically be running along the mountain range, but to save industry points, we're having to run so much along the coastline. And then up here is just going to be industry central, because we're going to have to move away from the coastline. Although there's a nice valley or two in here, so it's not as bad as it might immediately seem if we had to run along the mountain. And then a lot of it in here is low mountain, although there is some high mountain stretches. That's going to be a pain, because we have to build roads in there. Yeah, we got territory to take over that really does cost industry. Okay, we're gonna watch this end turn, and then when that's done, we're gonna put the barber in. coming around to us soon. Once again, reminder, if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow's part is the one that's going to be coming up on Christmas. I think this is Christmas Eve's part we're recording right now. The other series are one part further along, which is why I'm not 100% sure as far as the series is concerned. So, if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you're having a nice Christmas Eve if you celebrate Christmas. And if you're not, I hope you're having a nice day regardless. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to be picking back up after a short break. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.